Good morning, everyone. You are welcome to Kingdom Business Summit. And I'm really excited to have you all here this morning. Um, we had an issue with Telegram and all of that, and we kept having the issue. So I decided, hey, it's time to get on YouTube. That way, everybody can get on board. All right, so you're welcome. I'm super excited. I can see my people here already. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Super excited to have you all here. Would you do me a favor and post the YouTube so that everybody can have it as we go on this morning? You are welcome. And one thing we're going to start doing is get everyone to register for it so that it's going to be like a closed group on YouTube or something like that. So you're welcome this morning. I've had a really, really full week, and so my voice is a little bit cracky today, but it's not going to disturb what we have for you today. All right, so you're welcome to Kingdom Business Summit, where you get empowered, right, to create kingdom wealth. And basically, we know that our wealth has a purpose. Our money is on a mission, and it's in expanding the kingdom of God and empowering people, on the path of life as we enjoy our money as well. Um, We've been talking about cracking your wealth code. If you have not ordered for cracking your wealth code book, oh my God, I don't know what you're doing and I don't know what you're waiting for. All right. So please pre-order, because when it comes out, it's a blockbuster book. When it comes out, it's not going to be as accessible, or it's going to be at the same price. So please order for your pre-order. For those who pre-order, there are those who say, I believe in you, RD, and I believe in what you have to say. All right. You see, when it is done and it comes out, then there's no big deal anymore. But those who believe in this dream of helping people to crack their wealth code, then pre-order right away. And when it comes out, you'll be the first to get it, and you get it at a highly discounted price as well. Today, I'm going to be talking about wealth codes. We started talking about wealth habits, that is, habits that unlock prosperity, that unlock wealth in our lives. And we didn't finish, we didn't go too far. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of try to finish it up today. But one thing I love about Kingdom Business Summit is there's no hurry. If we don't finish it now, we continue next week. All right. Okay, so I'd like to start by taking our minds back to what I mean by your wealth code. What is the wealth code? What is the financial wealth code so that you can crack it? Okay. Now, I mentioned that the financial wealth code is a set of guiding principles, mindsets, and practical actions that, when followed consistently, right, will unlock the ability to build, to sustain, and to multiply wealth. And that's why I want to teach you. I've been teaching you on how to crack that wealth code, right? When followed, that is, it's a set of guiding principles, mindsets, and practical actions that, when followed diligently, intentionally, has the ability to unlock, you have the ability to unlock your wealth building capacity, help you sustain that wealth and multiply that wealth. I want you to think about the wealth code like a DNA, like a financial DNA, right? The DNA of financial success. The patterns that govern how money flows to you and through you. The patterns that govern how money flows to you and through you. You see, it's not about making money, it's about understanding and applying the laws of wealth, right? So that money serves you, you don't serve money. So that you become the boss of money and you tell money what to do. Money serves your purpose and creates lasting impact. So it's not just about, oh, we're making money this year, but we're making money, we're making money, we're making money this year. Not next year, but this year, right? But it's not just about making money. It's about, being the boss of money. It's about being the boss of money. It's about, being a master of money. I don't know if you have still not bought the book Mastering Money. It's a classic on, foundations of financial intelligence. If you haven't bought my book on Mastering Money, right? We're going to put it right here so you can click the link and purchase it if you have not, right? Right after now. You can always go, here on YouTube, click the link, get it, and start devouring it, right? Financial intelligence is something, it's a skill that every human must learn. You may be a doctor, a teacher, an engineer, you may be a mechanic, whatever it is you are. Listen to me. Financial intelligence is a major and a key skill that you must have if you're going to survive. So here are some of the core elements. I'm just kind of taking you back so that, just like a review, and so that you can just follow. Okay. Now, let me show you a few core elements of the financial wealth code. When we talk about wealth code, here are a few financial elements or a few core elements of the financial wealth code. Number one, the mindset code. Very important. The mindset code, and basically this is talking about shifting from scarcity to abundance, adopting a growth mindset, and believing that wealth is possible for you. Do you understand? That's the mindset code. That is how you think. And we've said that wealth is more about mindset than any other thing. If your mindset is set in poverty mode or borrowing mode or, or lack mode, right? That's what's going to produce for you. You may be doing other things. You may even be doing positive things on the outside. If your mindset is locked on on lack mode, you will always sabotage your efforts. You'll always sabotage yourself and not get results. And that's why I say it's very important when it comes to creating wealth, when it comes to moving from the left cash side of the cash flow to the right side of the cash flow, right? That is going from employee and self-employed to big business and investor. It's a mindset thing. It's a value system thing. And that controls everything you do. If your mindset is set, that's why it's called a mindset, that your mind has been locked in a particular mode. No matter what you do on the outside, it's not going to change. It's still going to fall back to your mindset. Do you understand? And that's why the mindset code is very important when it comes to cracking your wealth code. The first code you crack is your mindset code, right? We talk about the value code. That is, wealth flows to those who create and multiply value. What problem are you solving? Who is benefiting from the problem that you are solving? Do you understand? This is so important. You don't lack. You are not lacking money because the economy is bad or because your opportunities have not shown up. We don't wait for opportunities to show up. We create our own opportunities. Please write that down. We don't wait for opportunities to show up. We create our own opportunity. Do you understand? What problems are you solving? Poverty or lack are not they're not because the economy is bad or your opportunities are not here or you're waiting for God to do something. It's really a reflection of lack of productivity. That means you're not producing. That means you're not creating. That means you're not solving problems. Wealth gravitates to a man who solves problems. So you've got to check your value code. Do you understand? You've got to check your value code. Super important, right? We also have the action code. Action code. The action code is talking about consistency in executing ideas, building businesses, investing, and taking calculated risks. Successful people, wealthy people are highly action oriented. They're always on the move. They're doing, they're doers. They're doing. They're not just waiting, right? There's an idea, you execute. Be a brutal executor. Be an aggressive executor. Do you know how many ideas have been lost How much money has been lost because you didn't take that step, because you didn't do what God placed in your heart, because you saw an opportunity, you didn't seize it until that opportunity eluded you. Successful people are action oriented people. Very important. And then we have, so they build businesses, they execute ideas, they invest, they're quick to invest, they take calculated risks. Very important. We have the discipline, number 4, the discipline code, right? And I'm talking about here one very important characteristic of wealthy people is self-discipline. Without self-discipline, you can't amount to anything. Without self-discipline in any field, you can't amount to anything. Every successful person is self-discipline. How to master the art of self-discipline. It's going to take self-discipline to master the art of earning consistently. The Bible says the lazy man does not, the lazy man says there's a lion on the road. There's a lion on the road and doesn't go out to work, right? Doesn't go out to work. Listen, if you're not earning, you're lazy, sir. If you're not earning, you're lazy, man. If you're not earning, you're lazy. Now, somebody says, but I really want to do something. No, then do something. That means you're mentally lazy. And what do I mean? Even if you don't have an idea, leverage on somebody's idea. Have you, part of, you're not earning, you're not buying books or borrowing books to read. You don't have a mentor that is talking to you and helping you to crack your wealth code. Listen to me. You don't have, you can't, you're not humble enough to go submit yourself to someone to say, help me to crack this thing. I'm stuck. You understand? I'm stuck. I'm not earning. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do to earn income. One of the greatest skills you can teach your kids, apart from the spiritual foundation, is a skill of earning money. You are setting them up for life. If you don't teach your children to earn money, you're teaching them to live by borrowing, or you're teaching them to live by stealing, because they have to spend money. They have to use money. They have to live. As long as you're on this earth, you will need money. You will need money. If you don't teach your kids financial intelligence, if you don't teach them how to earn, listen, you're setting them up for trouble tomorrow. You're setting them up for trouble tomorrow, right? So you're not earning. You're a housewife. Excuse me, madam. This is 21st century. That time has passed. You're a housewife, but yet you don't have enough money. Yet you're rotting inside. You're dying inside because, anyone, listen, you see, earning money goes beyond, how can I put it? Goes beyond, the pride of earning money. Yeah, you should feel proud that you're giving something out, you're giving value out that is bringing finances to you. Yeah, you should be proud of yourself, right? Because you're productive, you're producing value. If you're not producing value, you can't have money, because money responds to value creation. Please write that down. Money responds to value creation. Do you understand? That's so true. That's so true. We live in an age where nobody has an excuse not to earn. I'm telling you, nobody has an excuse not to earn. God gave us a brain. You know what's in that brain? 20 billion neurons, 20 billion cells, neurons. And with each of those neurons is another 20 million, meaning the combination of thoughts, creativity, innovations, and stuff that we can come up with is huge. God gave us a brain and gave us an inexhaustible brain so that we can use it. It's not a prayer point, it's an action point. Number one, you're not earning. Go find yourself a mentor. That's why I wrote those books. Find your goal. Find your goal is for that person that doesn't know what to do. That doesn't know what to do. I wrote Find Your Goal. It's a blockbuster. Just last night, somebody sent me her review on it. Do you understand? Somebody sent me her review on Find Your Gold, and it was And I read it myself. I was like, oh, I need to go back to find your goal. I promise you. If you don't have it, or if you have it, please go back and read it. If you don't have it, please, admin, can you put up find your goal at every um, Kingdom Business Summit? Please put find your goal. Just put all the financial books together so that people can have access to it. The books are not written to be kept, they were written so that the world can get a hold of it and be blessed by it. Find your gold, mastering money, and crack your wealth code. Do you understand? And I read it and I was like, oh my God. Now, if you don't know what to do, it's amazing that the reason people don't have money is not because of all the excuses they think. I think it's pride. You know, pride and ignorance walk together. They're like a vicious twins, seeking whom they may devour. Pride, ignorance, laziness, and pride. The unholy trinity. Laziness, pride, ignorance. They all go together. And you've got to get out of that, that relationship with the unholy trinity. You've got to get out of it this morning. Tell yourself, I'm walking out of I'm breaking relationship with the unholy trinity. If you're not earning, it's either you're ignorant or you're foolish or you're proud or everything. And I'm not trying to be mean, guys. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to say that get off your high horse or your low horse and get these books and tell yourself, I'm going to crack my wealth code. Get the 3 books. Sit down. Lock yourself in. Start reading. Start reviewing. Start learning. I created the financial boot camp, mentoring boot camp, to help people who don't know what to do or who need to scale up their lives or who need to be financially intelligent to start their journey of intelligence, but you keep giving excuses. I don't have money. I don't have money. I don't have money. Those 3 words that I hate the most after the devil. Those are the 3 next words that I hate after the name Satan. Are you with me? I don't have money. My question is, how are you going to have the money if you're not going to be trained, if you're not ready to invest mightily, heavily in your own knowledge? Successful people invest in their knowledge. I would say, if you're broke, can you make up your mind? I'm going to read as many books as my age in finances. I'm telling you, you will never be broke another day of your life, because what is keeping you down is your mindset. And the only way you change your mindset is not by prayer, it's by investing in education, investing in knowledge, training your mind how to think right. Get down, register for financial mentorship bootcamp. It's a way of getting mentored. It's a way of understanding. It's a curriculum. Nobody can really move forward if you don't have leverage from your upbringing, your background. You don't have no leverage. Listen to me. You need mentorship. That's why I created the financial mentorship bootcamp for people like you and me that had to find our own way and still have to keep on finding our way. Why do you want to grope through life trying to figure things out? You've been on the same level for so long. Why? Lack of mentorship. Because what mentorship does is mentorship creates a curriculum that do this and this will happen, rather than trying to figure it out on your own. And that's part of pride. Don't figure it out on your own. Don't figure it out on your own. Receive help. Receive help. I know it. I know it. If you knew it, we'll see the result. If you knew it, I had to go for mentorship. And I'm still going for mentorship. I'm still learning. I'm still taking courses. There's a new series of investment things I want to master right now. Because I realize if I'm going to step into the I quadrant mindset where the wealthy people play, then the first thing is to get knowledge. To get knowledge. Please, admin, help me post the link to financial, get into the waiting room. And don't stay in the waiting room. Sometimes people join the waiting room and they never move from there. You know, successful people are action-oriented people. Don't live in the waiting room. That's not the objective, and that's not the destination. That's not the destination. You tell yourself, I'm going to change my life in this season, this year. I'm going to change my life. It's not enough to sing we're making money this year. Yes, I know we're making money this year, but we're only making money because we are changing our mindset, because we're changing our habits, because we're changing the things, our lifestyles, how we've been living. You can't keep doing the same thing the way you've always done it and you expect a different result. You've got to change what you're doing so that you can get a different result. Discipline code. You've got to master savings, master delayed gratification, master budgeting, master long-term planning, master compound interest, master, documenting your income and expenses. Those are basic things in financial planning. We took a whole series of financial planning here. And I'm coming up with things, resources that will not go for free, of course. That will not go for free. If I'm giving you this for free, then don't think everything will be free, right? Okay, so let's move on. Multiplication code. So that's discipline code. Multiplication code. Moving from single streams to multiple income streams. To multiple income streams through investing, business scaling, and passive income. Right? Through investing, through investing, from multiple streams income to from single to multiple streams of income, right? Through investing, scaling your business, and passive income. Tell yourself this year, I will not agree, as we say in Nigeria. I will not agree. I'm going to change. That's where I am. I told myself it's time to scale up in my mind. It's time to scale up in my operations. It's time to scale up in everything that I do, right? If I want a different result, I can't keep doing the same thing I've always done. You can have all your strategies, but if you don't execute the strategies, you'll keep rebel against where you are. I give you permission to rebel against where you are. Rebel against the level of income you are getting. Rebel against the level of your operations. Tell yourself, I am more than this. God did not give me an inexhaustible brain just to do small things. God did not come to live inside of me just to take small steps. I am not afraid. I'm going to deal with fear. I'm going to deal with fear. I'm going to deal with smallness. I'm going to deal with just crawling through life. I was not born to crawl through life. I was not born to be small in life. I was born to be great. I was born to do great things. I was born to change my world. And if I'm going to change my world, I've got to step up my game. I've got to step up my game, guys. I've got to harness the inexhaustible potential that God has placed inside of me to be, to have, and to do. No small thinking here, guys. No small thinking. Relationship code. building networks, mentors, and collaborations that accelerate financial growth. Right? This is so important. There's relationship code. Your network is your network. Do you understand? Someone says if you don't know, if your 5 closest friends are financially, they lack financial intelligence, then you are the 6th foolish one. Because either you're intelligent or you're foolish. Oh my God. We all have some foolishness in us that we need to beat out through mentorship, through books, through reading, through learning, through growth. Right? So if you know you're struggling financially, it shows that you're financially foolish. And then you now surround yourself with financially foolish people. Like, what's the hope? What's the hope? You got to make sure the people around you, get yourselves together, get into the financial mentorship bootcamp and tell each other, let's stretch ourselves. You need that friend that tells you, let's stop complaining there's no money, there's no money. The way we're going to get intelligent or we're going to get different results is by coming out of our comfort zone. So let's set a goal. Let's get this money. Let's go together. Let's be in that class together. Let's learn together. If you love your best friends and you don't want to lose them, or you don't want them to dump you as well, then learn together. Get the books. Read together. Do you understand? Get the books and set goals and say, we're going to read all the 3 books that RD said. We're going to read Find Your Goals together. We're going to submit reviews. If you don't read it, we're going to fine you, because I love you too much to leave you where you are, because I've made up my mind I'm going up. Read Find Your Goal together. Read Mastering Money. Your husband, your wife, who is the best person to do that and brainstorm together than your spouse? Do you understand? Buy the book. Buy your own copy. Because we have the physical copies as well. Buy your own copy. Give your husband or your wife their own copy. Read together. Underline. Write inside it. What I do when I'm reading? Oh my God, you don't want to know. When I'm reading, I'm underlining. I like the physical paper book. When I'm reading, I underline. I put tongues in it. I put my thoughts in it. I put thoughts based on certain things. When I read something, it stirs up an idea. I put that idea in that section. Do you understand? So I'm actually having an encounter with those books. I'm actually interacting with the author of the book. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm interacting with the author of the book. I'm writing. If I read something, it stirs up an idea. I put the idea there because I want to go back to that place. And whenever I don't feel inspired, go back to that piece where I circled and I wrote the idea. I want to read it again so that I can feed that inspiration again. Reading is an experience. Reading is an encounter. When you come in contact with that person, listen, you may not be able to have me one-on-one to sit down and talk, but you can have me all the time through books, through resources, through audios. You can go home and begin to interact with me, and you're asking questions. So RD, okay, you said this. Okay, I need to know this. Let me go to Mastering Money. Okay, the part on savings. Let me talk to RD about it. You don't always have to talk to RD physically. You can talk to me through my books, through my wisdom. You can engage with my finest wisdom in books. Get yourself together. Buy the books and distribute. And please do not share. Do not share. Let people buy the books. One, because it's also my intellectual property. Second, you want people to make, when people don't put their money where their mouth is, they cannot grow. They will not receive value. If somebody's really ready to start their journey, the first thing they'll do is to get the book. Invest in yourself. I can't invest in you if you're not willing to invest in yourself. It's just going to be a waste of my time. Invest. Don't call me and say, oh, RD, I'm broke. No, I don't want to hear that. Do you know what I want to hear? I was reading Find Your Goal. You said this. You said that. Please, can you explain that to me? That is mentorship. Mentorship is not you coming to waste the time of the mentor. Do you understand? Oh, I read this. I read this in Mastering Money. I didn't quite understand it. Do you understand? I didn't quite understand it. How can I understand it? Or please, can you explain this? Oh my God. Guess what? I'm going to take my time to break it down to you. And I'm going to see that you're a serious mentee. You're a serious mentee. I have a lot of mentees that I just smile and look at. You don't read my books. You don't attend my courses. You don't attend Power Up. You don't attend Kingdom Business Summit. You're not buying the books. How can I help you? I'm not your mentor. Are you with me? And I'm saying this because, listen, in a few years' time, it's all going to show if you're developing yourself now. I'm all for you growing. I want to see financially independent. That should be your goal. That should be your goal. But it's not a prayer point. It's a learning point. It's a growth point. It's a growth point. All right. And then we also have the purpose code. That's number 7, purpose code. And here I'm talking about aligning money with your higher purpose so that it doesn't become a master, but it becomes a slave, so that it serves your impact, your legacy, and kingdom advancement. And that's the purpose of money. Right? So wrapping that section up, I'd like to say that your financial wealth code is the unique combination of principles, disciplines, and values that allow you to crack the flow of abundance and live in financial mastery. That is the summary of what your financial wealth code is all about. That is, how do I step out of where I am into an abundance, a flow of abundance, right? And how can I live in financial mastery? How many people would love that? And that's why you need to get this book, Crack Your Wealth Code. And that's why you need to follow this training, right? Because the training is coming from the book. So let's quickly go back to the wealth habits that unlock prosperity. I just needed to lay that foundation again, right? Please, admin, please kindly post all links of the books and to get into the waiting room of the Financial Mentorship Bootcamp. I want to take the Financial Mentorship Bootcamp to a whole new level. I want the whole world to attend. I want the whole world to attend. So tell your uncles, your fathers, your mothers, your brothers, your sisters, your nephews, everybody you know. We want to raise a new generation of financially intelligent people. Somebody said my mother retired at 60 something years old, and now she wants to start a business. Excuse me, tell your mother not to waste her money, or to find someone who knows how to multiply money, or who knows how to. Because listen, if you have not learned the principles of financial, you don't have financial education, your mindset is wrong. If your mindset is locked up in E quadrant, you can't function anywhere else outside of the employee quadrant. So it's not about, it sounds nice and reasonable, but you see, that reason should have happened when they were younger. But now they are no longer, let them keep that money for, and manage it as far as they can go. But if it's enough to do something that has low risk, but don't let them say they want to start a business at 60. What? You spent 40 years or 60 years, 60 something years of one's life with a wrong mindset, building a wrong mindset. No, it's not going to change at 60 something just because you have capital. The first capital is you. And if you've not invested in that, the best you can do is please go and register for financial mentorship first. Go and buy these books. Register for financial mentorship. Then before you start a business. Even if you're young, you want to start a business, don't just start a business. Do you understand? First of all, realign your mind, your mindset. Check your mindset code. That's the first tick. You need to check. So you want to start a business. The first thing is what? Go and invest in go and put capital in you. You are the capital. You are the first asset. You are the first investment, right? Register for the financial mentorship bootcamp. Then you are ready to start. And then you keep on improving and keep on learning. But don't just jump in and think everything will be okay. My question is, you know, you can't use, old wine. You can't put new wine in old wine skin. It's as simple as that. You can't put new wine in old wine skin. It's going to tear it. It can't work. So let's look at, we talked about the habit of paying yourself first. Paying yourself first doesn't mean, I get my salary alone and then, no, I'm saying it's saving for investment. Before bills, before expenses, before your shopping sprees, wealthy people prioritize themselves. And this principle is so powerful. Save at least 10 to 20% of all income that comes to you before spending a dime. This habit is the foundation of capital accumulation. And that saving is not saving for the rainy day. That saving is saving to invest. Please, do you understand that? Do you understand that? Saving to invest, right? Warren Buffett bought his first stock at the age of 11 because his father taught him the discipline of saving. If you don't have seed, you don't have a future. If you don't have seed in the ground, ask the farmer. If you don't have seed in the ground, you shouldn't expect a harvest. It's not magic. There's nothing called miracle money. If it ever exists, it's demonic. Because God is not a magician. Do you understand? There are principles. And thank God, I don't want miracle monies. I want to live by principles. Because that way it makes me the miracle worker. So I don't want to go about receiving miracle money, going about, receiving miracle money and all of that. I want to create my own miracle. I want to create my pathway to financial independence. I want to be in charge. God is with me. But God doesn't have money in heaven. God doesn't have money. Do you understand? God has what? He has the power to create wealth. Right? And today, that seed habit has created billions of dollars for him because he learned how to save and invest from a very young age. So from the age of 11, that man had been learning about stock. No wonder he executed his 10,000-hour rule and started exploding, right? The habit of tracking and budgeting. This is so super important. The habit of tracking and budgeting. I tell people that are following right now, you're reading these books because I'm still going to write loads of books because I'm passionate. I'm so passionate about wealth creation, financial intelligence, because one of the things I hate the most is to see people totally not only just broke, but they are broke in their minds. When you say somebody is poor, they are broke in their minds. The pain, especially for men, the pain of not being able to pay bills, the hardship, the heaviness, you're just struggling and yet you're not making ends meet. Do you understand? You're struggling, you're hustling, you're trying, but at the end of the day, you're still as broke as before you started. You need to change your mindset. And that's why I'll keep writing books. I'll keep upgrading the financial mentorship bootcamp so that, keep putting on the cutting edge to help such people. But it's not going to be for free. Because you don't have money doesn't mean it should be for free. You need to start learning how wealthy people think and start investing in yourself. If everything you get is free, listen to me, you're never going to grow. You're never going to understand the value of investing in yourself. You're never going to enjoy and have the pride of knowing that I invested in myself and look at where I am today. The habit of tracking and budget. We're talking about that wealth habits that unlock prosperity. The wealth habits of successful people, of wealthy people that we can learn from and start to practice today. Start to practice now, right? So the habit of paying yourself first, that before you pay, before you do anything, sort out God's own. God does it. God doesn't need money. It's his kingdom here on earth that needs money. So you will settle the percentage you're giving to God, settle your future self. Do you understand? Settle your future self. That is saving for investment, and then you pay your bills. You don't pay your bills, and whatever is left, you now give it. Now, you first of all sort out your finance, you sort out God's kingdom expansion, because that's what money is for. And then secondly, you sort out your future self. And then if anything is left, you pay your bills. Someone said, but I have so many. Do you understand? Needs are insatiable. So begin to plan your future. You've worked for 10 years and you have nothing to show for it, no investment to show for it. And that's why people commit suicide. Some people commit suicide when they leave their job, because they didn't plan. Planning will save your life. Planning will save your life. I'll post a series on financial planning, and then you can get it at a token, right? Financial planning. That's the key to, one is when you financial intelligence, then you need to plan your finances. You need to sit down and pay the price, put in the time to allocate, to plan your finances, so that you just don't keep going round and round in circles. And you know exactly what you're doing, exactly what you need to do. Because if you don't plan to succeed, you're planning to fail. I'll put out the link to financial planning so you can have it. So one, habit of paying yourself first. Number two, habit of tracking and budgeting. Money that is not tracked disappears. Remember, wealthy people are meticulous record keepers. They know where every dollar goes. They know where every naira goes. Budgeting is not punishment. It's not trying to make your life miserable. It's not trying to cut down your lifestyle, right? It's a map. It's a map that helps you to navigate. Without budgeting, you'll keep saying, where did all my money go? Like, one of my dear mentees that told me, I don't know, I work and then the money just goes. I don't know. It looks like it's a spiritual problem. Why do we always, put every blame on the devil? I have to defend the devil here. Why do you always say it's the devil? Oh, it looks like there's a spirit that always is a spiritual problem. So I told her, I said, Madam, it's not a spiritual problem. Oh. You lack discipline. I said, start allocating, budgeting, planning. She said in 2 months or so, I don't remember, 2 or 3 months, she said she could not believe it. She realized she had saved 200,000. Someone that even what she was earning was not enough. She had put, oh my God, I was in Abuja, and the beautiful testimonies I got from Abuja, review from, the Kingdom Business Summit. Someone said, I bought a land. Someone says, we moved into our house. Someone said, I've started saving. I've started investing. I have investments. It was so amazing, so heartwarming, so heartwarming. I realized that most of them bought mastery money. They didn't joke with their financial knowledge. And they don't joke with attending KBS. Right? So, tracking exposes leaks, impulses, and wastes in your finances and in your life. Right? The habit of continuous learning. We said that before. Money follows wisdom. Wealthy people are students of money. They're students of business. They're students of opportunities. They invest in mentors, in courses, in books. Average people binge on entertainment and fun things and not on serious things. Wealthy people binge education. Please write that down. Average and poor people binge entertainment. Anything that just, food, and that makes them happy now. Happy now. You pay now, you play later. Or you pay now, You play now, you pay later, or you pay now and you play later. The choice is yours. But either ways, you must pay. Either ways, you must pay. So average and poor people binge entertainment, food, sleep, social media. That's all they spend their time on. Some really, really foolish ones will waste their little money in bars, drinking alcohol and all of that. Definitely not here. Do you understand? So foolish. So foolish. Someone said once that he used to drink, he used to go to the bar, he'll buy for himself, he'll buy for especially guys like that social thing, not kingdom guys. And he said one day it occurred to him that the money I'm spending, and I'm always broke, I'm always complaining. A lot of people are not as broke as they think. They just lack financial intelligence. So he told himself, why am I doing this? Okay, let me see this. Let me try this. The money I spend every night when I go out to drink, let me save it. The guy was able to save thousands. And that's how he quit drinking. And he went so big on savings and investment. Are you with me? So, one new insight, one inspiration in a growth community, in a book, in a program, in a course, in KBS. I'm telling you, one new insight can lead you to millions. Just one idea that is triggered, and that's why we expose our minds to learning. That's why you expose your mind to learning, because one new idea, something can trigger a flow of a new flow of income into your life. Right? Elon Musk, it is said, taught himself rocket science by reading. He bought books. I'm sure he took some courses, some self-help courses, whatever, and he built SpaceX after consuming thousands of pages of aerospace manuals. Right? I'll end with this today: the habit of delayed gratification. Or let me end with let me end with that. The habit of delayed gratification, right? So here we're saying every successful person, every wealthy person understands the power of delayed gratification. They are long-term thinkers. You can't be wealthy if all your mindset is how to solve your problems in one day. And this is what leads people to MMM and leads people to quick fixes that gets people hurt. And I won't lie, I've been a victim of it as well. I won't lie. Do you understand? But I made up my mind that, the scripture says wealth gotten in a haste will lead to downfall. And I realize now, I'm not going to go that way. I'm not going to go the way of borrowing. I'm not going to go the way of quick money. Quick money is really for greedy people, if you really think about it. Quick money is for greedy, lazy people that don't want to put in the effort. And I'm sorry if you've been a victim. Do you understand? But I realized that that's not the way. If you're going to create sustainable wealth, if you're going to create generational wealth, right, you can't be throwing your money around that way. You've got to understand that wealth is created over a long period of time. And you've got to be patient to make it happen. Stop looking for quick fixes. Stop looking for, don't go to betting. Everywhere in Nigeria is betting, betting, betting. They have normalized betting. Almost every young campus boy, I heard, almost every young campus boy is betting. Why? Because betting has been institutionalized. Betting has been made so easy, available right there on your phone. You don't need to go to a betting house anymore, unlike before. It is so available now. The average, until proven otherwise, the average young man on campus, teenager, early 20s, are betting. It was said recently, I heard somebody said recently in a bank that the bank had to sack some top officials and staff of the bank because they noticed that they were interfering with betting and all of these things. And that, and you see, when you see people, you realize they're desperate. And you can't have a desperate person in your system because that person will do and undo. So they sacked them. They were able to check their, maybe, I don't know, somehow something. They investigated everyone that had put their hands into betting, into, all of these things were sacked because they were a danger to the organization. So, John, is that bad? Get out of it. Get out of that habit. No betting, no loan apps. Delete that app. Delete that app. No loan apps, no betting, no borrowing. Do you understand? Let's settle down and learn. Get a book and start reading. That's how to set yourself free. Stop waiting for one sudden, even if you get the sudden wealth, the same way it keeps going to grow wings and fly. Why? Your mindset will pursue the money, will chase it out. You understand? Very important. All right. So instead of spending on impulse, the wealthy master the character of patience. The farmer that sows seed in the ground does not go there tomorrow to uproot it, or does not go there and say, oh God, please let it happen today. Let it happen today. Our parents may have failed us in a way, as loving and as beautiful as they are, out of ignorance, because you can only raise people according to your mindset. Parenting is actually impartation of mindset. And that's why I keep saying, if your parents were broke, listen, you have a broke mindset. And that's why you need to be intentional. That's the way it is. Do you understand? If you come from a wealthy background and your parents were, they had a good mindset, then you have a leverage. But even then, you'd still need to. But it's not going to be as terrible as someone that, you experience limited mindset of your parents. Do you understand? But you see, you can talk about what your parents did not do, and then what are you doing now? What are you doing now? So, wealthy people master patience, just like the farmer. The farmer puts in the seed. He knows that I need to wait certain months for harvest time. He's not under pressure. He's weeding, he's watering, he's weeding, he's watering, is taking care of the seed in the ground. Except a seed of corn falls to the ground and dies, it abides alone. Sometimes you need to let a percentage of your income die, because you're going to sow it for the future, so that compound interest can work on it. Are you with me? So, wealthy people buy assets before they buy luxuries. Wealthy people buy assets before they buy luxuries. And they ask this question: will this purchase grow my wealth, or is it going to shrink it? Is going to take from it? Do you understand? Will this purchase grow my wealth, or will it shrink it? They delay pleasure to multiply their capacity. Are you with me? They delay pleasure to multiply. I tell young people, this is not the time to start buying iPhone 13. If you have the money, invest it. This is not the time. There's a time for everything. This is not the time to start buying Bone Straight of 500,000 or 250,000 or whatever thousand. This is not the time. Delayed gratification. Invest the money. Let it give birth. This is not the time to show off. We all know you don't have money. We all know you're young. We all know you don't have it. So who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to impress? In fact, if I were a girl and I see a young man like me using expensive things, and it's not it's not like it's not a transformed baby. Do you understand? It's not like his father gave him a lot of whatever, and I'm not going to marry that guy. I'm not going to do anything with that guy, because I know that he lacks financial intelligence. Because all his money is more important. Whom the people is impressing is more important than his future. And I'm not going to be a part of the future of the foolish man. Do you understand? I'm not going to be a part of the future of the foolish man. And that's why I said, there's a time to sow, there's a time to reap. Seed time. um, harvest. Seed, time, harvest. Do you understand? I'm putting together a course for people in relationships to know if you're compatible, to be able to advise, to be able to see where the problem is and all of that. And then even before you start a relationship readiness test. Are you ready? Are you ready? Is your mindset? How is your mindset? What are you bringing? Because you see, in marriage is a union of mindsets. Do you realize that? For the married people, you understand what I'm saying? Marriage is a union of mindsets. So before you ask a lady to marry you, check out her mindset. I know God has spoken, right? I know God has spoken. But you see, marriage is not spiritual. If marriage was spiritual, it is 10% spiritual, but it's a clash of mindsets. Marriage is a union, a fusing together of mindsets. And the more or how you can fuse your mindset to determine how successful that marriage will be. Right? Not how long you can pray. Not how long you can pray. So you need to know what are your mindsets in different aspects of life. Before you marry someone, you need to know. You need to know if your mindset is okay, so that you can know areas you need to improve before you go and ask somebody to marry you, or before you say I do to somebody. Age is not the reason people should get married. Mindset, readiness is the reason people should get married. Psychological readiness. So before you marry, no, am I marrying a narcissistic, male or female? How does he think? How is his cycle? I'm bringing a test together so that people can take those tests before you get yourself into a miserable existence. That is free of charge. Let's get back and round off on this note on habit of delayed gratification, right? So you have to ask yourself, will this purchase grow my wealth or shrink it? Wealthy people know how to delay pleasure to multiply their capacity, their financial capacity, their wealth capacity. So they're building capacity, not building liabilities. Are you building liabilities or building capacity? Are you investing in income generating assets? Are you investing or are you conscious of building your wealth capacity or just spending? Right? So wealthy people don't look rich because they're building wealth in silence. Do you understand? Wealthy people don't look rich. When you see people that are trying to look rich, trust me, they're not. Because wealthy people understand the value of money and because I understand the value of money, I also understand the potential of what I have in my hand now. So I'm not going to be frivolous with my spending because I know that I'm building a future. And the best time to start is when you're young as teenagers. When you are young as teenagers, right? When you're young, because compound interest, investment grows with time. So the more time you have, right, it will determine how well your capital can grow, right? I think I'm going to create a training for teenagers. So if you have kids, how many people, if you have kids, will send your kids there? The training for financial intelligence for teenagers, how to build wealth as a teenager, because that's the best time. I'm teaching some of us are like my age. Some of us are 50, over 50, 40, 30. Yes, you can still make it. But it's so much easier when you're a young man or young woman. You understand wealth and you also understand what to look for in a potential. You're not engaged in frivolous living or boyfriend, girlfriend. You don't have time for that because you're a serious minded person and you know that, this is, you understand you're on the path and you start your savings, your investment, you get allowance as a university student, even as a secondary school student. You give them allowance. What are they doing with the allowance? They buy video games, they buy phones, they make hair. Do you understand? It doesn't take a lot to be wealthy. It's just consistency. Little drops of water make a mighty ocean. It's not the big waters, but it's a little drops of water that actually, with time, with time, the bucket is full, is overflowing. That's the way wealth is created. Little by little, small by, a little here, a little there, but consistency over a long period of time. So imagine a 15-year-old that is already investing now. By the time that child is 30, 35, 40, wow, and he wants to retire, he's retiring into wealth. Do you understand? So how many people are willing, if you're young here or you have teenagers, to take that course? And that will determine how soon I create the course. Do you understand? So I'm waiting to hear from you. Jeff Bezos drove a Honda Accord for years after founding Amazon. After founding Amazon, okay, I can see. Someone says, me, oh, right? He drove a Honda Accord years after founding Amazon. Today, Amazon is one of the most valuable companies on earth. But the owner of Amazon, yes, it is online. It's going to be online. But the owner of Amazon, after starting Amazon, over a long period of time, he didn't quickly go buying, he didn't go getting a new car to impress or to show off. Do you understand? He invested, he allowed his investment to cake and become overwhelming, right? So that he was living off the overflow and not eating into the capital. And I think we're going to stop here today. Have you been blessed? We still have the habit of networking and relationship building. We have the habit of multiple streams. I love that. I'm looking forward to teaching this. The habit of multiple streams of income, the habit of generosity, right? And then how to break bad wealth habits. I'm going to show you, bad wealth habits that you may have. Do you understand? I'm going to show you bad wealth habits that you may have so that you know. I've shown you the habits of wealthy people right now, but I'm also going to show you the habits of, people that are not wealth creators, right? That habits that will lead to a life of penury. I'm also going to show you. So if you have any of those habits, you'll quickly break it and start changing it, right? And then we're going to look at the wealth code principle. And I think after that, we may, end this series. But buy the book, please, admin, put up the book, Find Your Gold, Mastering Money, Crack Your Wealth Code, right? Because once we're done, listen, you're going to buy it at the full price, right? Secondly, the link for the financial mentorship boot camp. And I'm going to send out a link so that we will register ahead of time, right? And also get a discount for the financial intelligence boot camp for teens, wealth creation, right? So I'm going to send it out to everybody and also post it here when we're done. Put the link in here when we're done, so that you can register in advance at a discount. I look forward to that. God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you next week, Wednesday. We're making money. We're making money. We're making money this year. Not next year, but this year. We're starting to build our wealth pathways. All right? I love you. I believe in you, and I look forward to seeing you thrive in life. My thank you is going to be, RD, I listened to your trainings. I was at KBS, and look at what God has done. All right. That's what I look forward to hearing from you. God bless you. See you in the waiting room of the financial mentorship bootcamp. I'm going in there right now. to say hi to you and to get to know you if you are in there. And then we will start our journey of greatness together. I love you. Mwah.